15 minutes of gentle exercise, and then 45 minutes of self-healing meditation. And so we have an opportunity to zoom forward 15 minutes if you're watching on YouTube and just go straight to the meditation. Otherwise, just do the warm-ups. The idea of the warm-ups is just to get the chi flowing. So it's got to be nice and easy, really relaxed, no tension, no pressure, just soft, easy practice. And always the same set of exercises, just to open the spine laterally and yes, that other way. Let's just rotate the spine very gently to begin with. So just stretch out and feel your spine, see if it feels okay. Someone's got a lot of sunshine. In the UK, it's rather cold. So it's always good when your muscles can potentially be cold, just to sort of give them an easy, gentle stretch to see how they feel before you release into the main exercise. So we can just let the waist gently release and turn. Keep the shoulders and elbows and wrists nice and soft, and just let the hands wrap around the body as we turn from side to side. Okay, so we're using the core of the body to make this turn, deep inside the belly. This is an area which is called lower dantian. So lower dantian, lower energy field. Oh, hello. Morning. Mia, come and join us. Okay, yes, so the lower energy field, deep in the very sort of core of you. There's no real kind of geographical, physical organ inside the body that is represented by this lower dantian, lower energy field. Dr. Pang has a very precise measurement. And if you've ever done any other Qigong or any other martial arts, you'll find that it doesn't match with what you're told in other styles. So the lower energy field is a concept. It's an idea. And in martial arts, they say to you, go to your belly button, drop 3 fingers down below your belly button, go 1 finger in, and you find this energy center. And what you do is you spend your whole time with your mind concentrated on this place below the belly button. And what that does is that it makes all of the energy in your body gathered there. And over a period of practice, it gathers. And it's no surprise that it's actually sort of headed in the direction of your genitalia. Because in martial arts, what we want is more masculine kind of energy, if you like. So to be very specific about it, they don't suggest that it's actually in your genitalia, because then you'd lose the focus of fighting and move on to something else. And so the idea is that it's sort of on the journey down there. There's a sort of a point where they think is suitable for your energy to gather. And that's how you become a martial artist, is strengthening this chi so that you're striking from this area. We're not looking for that. We're using this as a health practice. And so many of the Qigongs these days are used as health practices and not as martial arts. However, nobody's ever thought to recite the area of concentration except for Dr. Pang. And he says, go in through your belly button, 7/10 of the way into your body. I think that's marvelously precise. I love that. Sort of 70% into the body, and that's where you'll find it. So if we think about it geographically, what we're doing is going in through the belly button. If you can imagine going in on the journey, eventually you'd bump into what would be the front of the spine, as it were. And just in front of the spine is where the energy gathers for Standing Qigong. This is what we call the Qi home, deep inside your belly, right in the very center of your body. And as you can feel, we're pretty much turning about that core right now. We're actually using that central core to move from side to side. We're also employing another principle, which is called Yidao Qidao. So Yidao, where the mind goes, Qidao, the Qi follows. And so when you put your mind in this spot behind the belly button, deep inside your core, then that is where the energy starts to gather, because the mind has located itself there. So the mind drops into this space behind the belly button, deep in the center of the body. And because the mind is focusing on this area, because you're sort of searching into this central area, the chi follows. And so I think I explained last week, it's the sort of principle behind healing. If you whack your elbow hard against something, you look at it, you rub it, you stare at it, you bring all of your focus off to it. And what happens is the chi flows there. When the chi flows, the blood flows there. When the blood flows, the nutrients go to the elbow. And so by using your mind, you can marshal the resources of your body. So by using your mind in this instance, we have a thing in Qigong where we say, draw the mind back inside. So you bring the mind back into the center of your head, let's say, and then settle the mind down into its chi home, deep into lower dantian, deep into the belly. Okay, so let's just change this exercise a little bit. Let's extend it now. The back is slightly warmed up, so we can slow down and just make it a bit longer. Stretch and look back over your shoulder. So we just get a bit more of the body into this exercise. Keep your mind in your belly, deep inside lower dantian. So if your mind is focusing down into lower dantian, it's unlikely that this exercise will make you feel dizzy. If your mind is not focused into the belly, sometimes you can get very dizzy. So we employ Yi-Dao, Qi-Dao once again. And I say things like, think about your toes, squeeze your big toe against the ground, squeeze your middle toes against the ground, blah, blah, blah. Squeeze the ball of your foot against the ground. You've heard me say that before. And the idea is we're employing this same idea, Yi-Dao, Qi-Dao. Move the mind into the feet, experience the feet for a minute or two. The chi will follow, and then the balance will follow, because the chi has moved out of your head, which is making you dizzy, moved back down into your feet, which will make you more grounded. So keep your mind in your belly. If you find you're dizzy, put the mind in the toes, and then the body will settle back down again. A few more times for this exercise. So just remind yourself that when we're doing all exercises, bar about 2 or 3, we always have our knees gently bent, just loosely relaxed. Soft knees. And when you bend your knees, that allows the weight to gently shift into your toes. So we have soft knees, weight slightly forward at the front of the foot. We call it 60-40. So you have sort of 60% of the weight at your toes, 40% on your heels. And that is just the bending of the knees that does that. We try and keep the spine nice and straight, so we're not moving from side to side like this. I mean, if we're moving like this, then the spine is not upright. So we try and keep it nice and upright. We tuck our chin gently in, and this nice long spine. Tailbone sits down, top of the head stretches up, and that's a good standing posture. Okay, good. So let's let the hands slow, 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 slow. Gently come to a stop. Put the hands in the earth, lift chi up. Pour chi down. Gathering energy, lifting up. Pouring down. Chi hands move through chi body, brushing and gently settling the chi, drawing the energy from the head, moving the energy to the chest, deep into the belly, where we store the chi, and then relaxing the hands, and they flow down the legs back into the earth. So we don't really actually stop at lower dantian, but we do really think about banking the chi there. Maybe it's a microsecond that you stop for. It's about acknowledging the chi pouring into upper dantian, pouring into middle dantian, pouring deep into the belly, lower dantian, where we store, and then relaxing and allowing the chi to flow on down. So deep in the center of your head, you have upper dantian, pineal, pituitary, the very core of your brain. So we're gently pouring chi into that. Behind your breastbone, deep in the center of your chest, middle dantian, which really helps all of our organs, pouring chi into that. Lower dantian is the store for all chi in the body, and then let the hands relax and flow. So let's just do some simple forward and back bends, nice and easy. So we just take the hands into the prayer position, stretch the hands up and open the palms out, stretching into the blue sky. So we're trying to get this extension, breastbone up to fingertips. So exhale backwards and lean back, extending from the breastbone to the fingers, breathe in, straighten up. Gently leaning back, straighten up. Gently back, straighten up. Last time. Straighten up, good. So not pressing the arms and ears together, but just coordinating the arms and ears. We just coordinate the arms and ears to go over, the body stays straight. When the arms are parallel to the floor, then we can start to bend upper back, middle back, lower back, knees stay soft, body hangs and relaxes, back of the neck is soft and easy. Nice and relaxed posture here. Take all the tension off the back of your neck. Body just hangs and relaxes. Okay, so imagining the foot split into 4 pieces, we exhale gently down in a line with our toes. And then release and relax. Now in line with the roots of our toes. Release and relax. Imagining a line between our insteps that just gradually get a little bit deeper each time. And relax. And imagining a line with the heels, stretching back. And relax. Just let the arms hang down, let the head hang down. So the mechanism to stand ourselves upright, point the tailbone up behind. You'll feel the legs stretch a little bit. Swing the tailbone to the front and start to assemble the vertebrae one by one. And then join the arms and ears together and try and bring those up as one piece. Just gets an extra nice long stretch on the back of the neck. Bring them up to full height. Nice and stretch up. And then up and exhale back. Inhale up. And gently back. Up. And back. Up. And back. Inhale, hands up into the blue sky. Coordinating the arms with the ears, gently tipping over. Rolling into the upper back, rolling into the middle back, rolling into the lower back. Body hangs and relaxes, knees are soft, back of the neck is soft. Gentle exhalation toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Working toward the insteps. And release. Back toward the heels. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone points up into the blue sky behind you. Tailbone swings to the front and the spine starts to assemble. Arms and ears gather as one piece. We gently draw up, 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 up into the blue sky. Take a gentle inhalation. When you exhale, lean back. Inhale. And exhale back. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale. And exhale back. Stretching hands up into the blue sky. Let's try and do these with straight legs now. So tipping over, head, arms, and ears. Keep the legs straight. Gently bend into the upper back, gently bend into the middle back, gently bend into the lower back. Body relaxes and hangs. Body relaxes and hangs, nice and easy. Legs stay as straight as possible. We can shift the weight a tiny bit forward to the toes and just feel slight more stretch on our hamstrings, gently opening the hamstrings up. Tucking the tummy in, body hangs here.
Okay, good. So let's make our first extension down toward the toes. And then release. In line with the roots of our toes. Release. Toward our insteps. And release. Back toward the heels. Good. Let the body hang and relax. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine rolls up. Arms and ears engage. Come up as one piece. Drawing up to the full blue sky. Stretch up. When you're ready to exhale, gently stretch from the breastbone to the fingertips. Leaning back. Breathe in, stretch up. And exhale, lean back. Stretch up. And back. Stretch up. And back. Hands up to the blue sky. Okay, so one last time. Arms and ears tip over, legs stay straight. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Sinking down. Relaxing and resting down. Legs stay straight. Weight slightly forward in the toes, feeling the back of the legs open. Body hangs and relaxes. Tummy tucks in. Softly drifting down toward the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. Heading toward the insteps. And release. Heading toward the heels. Just let the body hang and relax. Nice and easy. Lift the tailbone up behind. Push the tailbone to the front of the body. Roll the spine up. Gently bring up arms and ears. Drawing up slowly to full height. Stretch up into the blue sky. When you're ready to exhale, releasing knees and hips softly forward. Extend from the breastbone to fingertips. Inhale upright. Exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. Up. And back. Up. Gently back. Bring the hands up into the blue sky. Release the hands gently down the sides. Okay, so sometimes when we bend forward like that, it can make us feel a bit lightheaded as well. So just plug the hands deep into the earth, lift you up. Gently pour, draw, blow, move the chi deep into the core of your body. Connect out into the blue sky beyond, down deep into the earth and beyond that. Out into the blue sky, gather blue sky chi, up. Pour blue sky chi through your body. Perfect, perfect, clean, clear, beautiful energy. Blue sky chi flows down, deep through the earth, out into the blue sky on the other side, gathering and lifting blue sky chi up. Whole body, blue sky. Perfect, pure, clean, clear blue sky chi in every cell of your body. All functions of your body, perfect working order. Okay, so we're just going to do a few side bends. As per usual, if you need to keep pulling down, please do so, and then just join in later. But if you feel balanced and calm, we can move on to the next exercise. Breathe the right hand up. Breathe in, lift up. And then let the right hand over to the left-hand side as you breathe out. Support yourself with your left hand if you wish. Breathe in. See if you can extend from your shoulder all the way up to your middle finger. Gently breathe in. Right hip knocks out to the side as we stretch left. Breathing in. And stretch. Breathing in. And stretch. Very good. So lift the right hand up into the blue sky. Let the right hand relax down. Bring the left hand up. So stretch up on the left. Let the left hip go out as you go across to the right. Breathe in. Stretch right. Breathe in. From your shoulder to your middle finger. Breathe in. And stretch. Breathe in. And stretch. Great. Breathe in, lift the left hand up. As you breathe out, bring left hand down, right hand comes up. So we're going to try and extend from the ankle to the fingertip. Breathe in. Over to the left, whole side of the body, arcs open. Breathe in. Ankle to middle finger. Breathe in. Whole right side of the body, stretching open. Breathe in. And stretch. Good. Bring right hand up. Swap hands. As you breathe out. Breathe in. Over to the right, from the left ankle to the left middle finger. Breathe in. Stretch that arc up the side of the left side of the body. Breathe in. And stretch. Breathe in. And stretch. Great. Breathe in, lift both hands up. Breathe out, let the hands sink gently down. Settle and relax down. Let's gather chi a few more times. Blue sky chi deep below the earth. Blue sky chi up above the earth. Blue sky chi all round the earth, gathering down through the body, moving this beautiful blue sky chi to fill your body, to cleanse your body. Gathering blue sky chi, lift up. Pour. Once again. Feel the chi flowing through your body, deep into lower dantian, but also in every cell of your body. Every cell illuminated by chi, fresh, clean, new energy. So let's just lift up one more time. And this time we're going to focus the chi down to the belly. So if you want to keep going, you can, but otherwise, just draw your hands back down to the belly. Generally speaking, it's left hand first for guys, right hand first for ladies, but these days it's becoming much more obvious that that doesn't really fit everybody. So find out what seems right for you. When you plant your hands on your tummy, and just, do it automatically and see which way around your hands go. That's fine. Your body knows much better than any traditional ideas of what should happen. So this is our standing Qigong posture. We're going to set up our standing Qigong posture with a little precision today. So let the hands relax down by the sides. The instruction we use is called step on chi. And if your feet are wide open, it means heel toe them together. And if your feet are closed, it means heel toe them out into shoulder width. So when we say step on chi, we close our toes, close our heels, close our toes, and hopefully the feet come back together again into a standing stance. Well, standing stance is different for everybody. For me, I just stand with my heels together and my toes slightly open because I have fallen arches. But if you can have the feet parallel, that's ideal. If you feel that this is too wobbly for you, you can have your feet parallel and a fist width apart, 2 fist width apart, whatever works for you. So the ideal is feet absolutely parallel, knees gently bent,
And for me, I tend to find a lot of pressure between my ankles and my knees when I do that. Open my feet, my toes an inch or so, bend down. Oh, perfect. Everything seems right. So you have to understand where the kind of, rule perhaps of the standing posture is, and then how it applies to you. Because there's no point in you forcing yourself to do something. I mean, I've spent many, many years with Chinese teachers who bully you into standing in a posture that's just not sustainable for you. And it spoils the practice. So what you have to find is something that works for you. So we bend the knees, we have a nice straight back. So it's not a different posture, it's just a different foot posture. It's exactly the same idea. We have this idea of just shifting the weight gently forward into the toes by bending the knees. We have a nice long straight spine. So on top of the head is Bai Hui, an acupuncture point called the 100 meeting point, where lots of acupuncture channels come together. And this is pushing upwards into the blue sky. And what the effect of push Bai Hui into the blue sky is, it makes you stand upright, but that means you lose the lower posture. So we think about top of the head pushing up, but we think about tailbone sitting down. So we have this kind of stretch of the spine where the tailbone goes down and the top of the head pushes up, and hopefully we end up with a nice long straight spine. There are two circles involved in this story. One at the hips, moving in a kind of clockwise direction, if that makes sense. I think it's a clockwise direction. Perhaps it's clockwise one side and to the other. Anyway, so as you sit down, just tip your tailbone slightly forwards. Feels as if it's pressing against the back of your legs. Between your legs is an acupuncture point called Hoi Yin. Just imagine lifting Hoi Yin up slightly. Lower Dantian, which we've spoken about, to the back. Tailbone sits down. So it feels like there's a slightly sort of circular motion. Tailbone tips forward, Hoi Yin lifts up, Ming Men moves back, sit down. And that gets the pelvis into the best posture. So slightly tucked tailbone, knees bent, and we have this nice straight spine with the lower back quite open. And just to demonstrate that, if I point my tailbone backwards, my lower back closes. If I point my tailbone forwards, my lower back becomes straight. So that settles the lower part of the posture. Upper part of the posture, spine extending upwards. It's almost circular with the head as well, although the instructions are not quite, I haven't really ever found a set of instructions that work quite as well as the ones with the hips. Moving the chin back towards the spine, lifting Bai Hui up, and that gives you a lovely straight neck. But it's not actually, nose forward or chin tucked in, because that ruins everything. So it is it has a sort of a curl at the top, but not quite. Chin tucking in, top of the head lifting up, and that's the spine, nice and straight. The chest, we're going to talk about chest today. We're talking about breastbone. Thymus sits behind your breastbone, part of the endocrine system, but also sitting behind your breastbone, pretty much your heart as well. So we're thinking about heart today quite a bit. I'll explain to you why we're thinking about this area as well. But just to set the posture, I suppose, what we tend to do is we tend to have our arms just hanging down as if the fingers would be middle finger on the seam of your trousers. And so if they don't hang there naturally, perhaps you have slightly sort of slight shoulders, as I have a tendency towards, and you have to kind of like gently move them back to be in the right place. But we're also not looking for chest like a soldier, with the chest sticking out and the arms back behind. So we have to find the ideal spot where the arms just gently hang in line with the side of the body. And that gives the right attitude for the chest. Okay, so the breastbone lifting up slightly, that doesn't mean shoulders back. What it means is if you have a tendency to let your chest sink, the shoulders will softly roll forwards. If you have a tendency to hold them back, then the breastbone rises right up. But what we're looking for is a position of the breastbone that's sustainable. And this is part of our standing Qigong posture. Very often we end up with our hands in front of the belly, sometimes in front of the heart, sometimes in front of the head, sometimes pushing up into the blue sky. But actually, the standing posture can be really quite troublesome. It can be really quite difficult to do. You put your hands out here, and then suddenly after a while, you feel a pain between your shoulder blades, and you're thinking, God, this is really painful. And eventually you end up putting your hands back down. The reason for that is you've added a counterweight to your posture. You've bent from the middle of your spine forwards, and you're creating stress on the spine, a blockage on the spine. Lifting the breastbone is the cure for that. So lifting up in the center and just opening and having the hands in front of the body with the knees bent. It's a lovely standing posture. This is how we gather lots of chi. So you've already been in your standing posture for 10 minutes while I've talked about this. So already you may be finding a little bit of stress on your feet. Perhaps you're finding small bits of back pain popping up or shoulder pain. Doesn't really matter, how you're standing. If you're standing in a sort of unusual position for yourself, things will show up, and that's fine. But we have to know how to deal with them. The feet is just a matter of practice. If you find that your feet are sore through doing Qigong, that's because the blood and the Qi are not flowing well through your feet. And so what we can easily do is just give them a little shake out, just to get the blood and Qi moving again, and then bring them back together, sink into the knees and begin the posture. There's no point in trying to burst through the whole thing in one day. So just be fair to yourself, just be kind to yourself. If you feel yourself struggling with this standing posture, then what adjustments can you make? So the pain in the back is definitely try lifting the breastbone. The pain in the lower back might be because you're leaning forwards or leaning backwards. And then you have to think about hip perspective, hip position, this tuck, this sitting down. And it's always quite nice to stand beside, I've got a reflective glass here, a glass door, which I can look at, and just sort of glance sideways and have a look at your posture, see if it actually looks like you're standing straight. So from time to time, practice in front of a mirror or beside a mirror, so you can just sort of see how you look. Give yourself some visual feedback. Body relaxes. Pain between the shoulder blades. Try lifting the chest a tiny bit. Pain in the neck. Tuck chin in. Lift the body way up. Lift to the top of the head up. So very often what happens with the chin is either the chin strays onto the chest, and now we've blocked the back of the neck, or sometimes people even stand with their chin right back up and the back of the neck closed. So what we're looking for is chin level, eyes staring at the horizon in front. Perhaps not quite the horizon. Perhaps your gaze is slightly down. Imagine you were staring at the floor 40 or 50 meters ahead of you. So it's not exactly straight ahead. It's just sort of slowly dropping, gently inclining downwards to a point 40 or 50 meters ahead of you. Now we're slowly finding our way into a really good standing posture. There's a little bit more anatomy to go on before we finish. It's sort of chi anatomy rather than actual physical anatomy. Put your mind in your tailbone for a moment. Imagine drawing your mind up your spine, drawing your mind all the way up your spine to the nape of your neck, over the top of your head, and then down through your third eye, through your nose, through your throat, and the center line to your thymus, and the center line to your belly button, and between your legs to your tailbone. So this is called the microcosmic orbit, gathering chi up your spine. So take a gentle breath in and imagine this chi flows up your spine, all the way up to the nape of your neck, up to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, down the center line, front of the body, through the thymus, through the belly button, between the legs. Gentle breath in, draw it up the spine. Gentle breath out, down the front of the body. Okay, so just a moment to talk about that. There are two circles. So what we're doing is, if you imagine one circle that goes up the back of the body and then goes quite deep inside and reconnects, and another circle that is already deep inside, and when it comes to the front, it's closer. So this circle is closer to the front, and this circle is closer to the back. But they're almost seen as one complete hoop. They're actually two circles kind of nested inside each other, overlapping like a Venn diagram, but squished hugely. And when we breathe in, we imagine coming up the back, and that's the Ren channel. And then as we come down the front, that's the Do channel. And the nice thing is, because they're so almost exactly interleaved, when you breathe up one channel at the back, you're also following the other channel. And when you breathe down, you're breathing both two channels. So it's always described as one channel up the back and one channel down the front, but actually it's one complete circle up the back and down the front, one complete circle down the front and up the back. So they interleave with each other, they interchange with each other, and they flow with each other. So we have these wonderful channels. And what's the point of them? As you draw chi up the spine, you're moving all the body's energy up to the top of the head. And as you move chi down the front of the body, you're flowing this energy back down in a beautiful circuit. So these are seen as being the super highways of chi in your body. And you'll notice that when we do Renmai, we open up the front of the body. And when we do Dumai, we open up the back of the body. And we're actually stretching those channels using our opening exercises. So now we're breathing those channels. I'm going to teach you an exercise which is called Gong. The great general Gong strokes his grey beard. How's that for a great title? So the great general Gong used to sit on his horse at the front of his army, and he had a huge big grey beard. And people would sit opposite him watching before the battle began, and they'd think, oh, he's stroking his grey beard. He's, you know, this is his thing. It's like, I don't know, an evil hero with stroking his cat. But this one is, you know, they think that Guang Gong is sitting there stroking his grey beard. What Guang Gong was doing was he was doing the microcosmic orbit before he went into battle. He was bringing his body into perfect harmony. And so what we do is we just gently draw the hands up the front of the body. So palms sort of flat, drawing them up either side of the body. We bring them up to the nape of the neck, and then we move them over the back of the head. So the middle fingers just sort of trail from the nape of the neck over the top of the head, gently trailing down the front of the body, and then they just flow down all the way back down to the groin. And so you just draw the hands up, just sort of pulling them up the front of the body, but we're imagining chi flowing up the spine. And then we collect this chi at the nape of the neck, we draw it over the top of the head, and we drift it down the front of the body, moving chi all the way down the center line, back and between the legs. Guang strokes his Gong strokes his grey beard. Grey beard, oh dear. Hands over the top of the head. Gently draw down. So let's encourage Guang Gong to do his breath along with his movement. So we're going to draw the chi up, and we're going to breathe in and imagine chi running from the tailbone all the way up the spine. Breathing in. Take the chi at the nape of the neck over the top of the head. When we breathe out, draw the chi down. There's one last feature of Guang Gong strokes his grey beard, and it's the tongue posture. So if we follow in an acupuncture way, the channel that comes over the head, it comes down the center line, it gets to your top lip, it goes back to the back of your mouth into your throat, it comes back to the other lip, and then runs all the way down the center of the body. So it's quite a kind of convoluted story around the mouth, because of course the mouth is a cavity. But what we're doing here is we're taking our tongue and we're touching it up onto the roof of the mouth, just behind the top teeth. It's making a bridge. So the tip of your tongue gently touches the top of the mouth, not quite touching the teeth, but just sort of into the soft palate. And what you've done there is you've now created a bridge that runs from the top of the roof of the mouth straight down the throat and comes down. So it's a shortcut for this chi channel. So let's do a bit more Guang Gong. Take a gentle breath in. We're drawing chi from the tailbone all the way up the spine. Over the top of the head. As you start to breathe out, chi flows down to the roof of the mouth, down the tongue, down the center line, down to the breastbone, down to do chi, the belly button, between the legs to Hoi Yin. Remember when I was saying an acupuncture point between the legs, you lift up. So this is Hoi Yin, and Hoi Yin is start of the conception vessel number 1, CV1 is its acupuncture point. It's the kind of root of everything. So very often when we do breathing in, we imagine qi flowing up this point between our legs and then qi flowing up into lower dantian. So this point between the legs, hoi yin, that I say, gently lift hoi yin up, is a really crucial point. You don't have to remember to keep hoi yin lifted. You have to bring your attention to it and gently lift this point between your legs. And then the body knows that you've closed this acupuncture point. So not to put too fine a point on it, when this acupuncture point is relaxed and open, it's possible for qi to leave your body. But that's not what we're looking for. We're trying to hold qi inside. So this little gentle sort of cosseting of qi, gently holding qi inside, is a really vital point. So we lift hoi yin always. Some people say, connect hoi yin between the legs with bai hui on top of the head. When I say lift bai hui up, it lifts hoi yin up as well. It's like a sort of central line right through the core of your body. Some people actually say, lift bai hui, lift hoi yin. So we have this central line from hoi yin between the legs. Let's start our breath there. Draw this qi up the tailbone, breathing in. Nape of the neck, over the top of the head. Breathing out, down the center line, through the tip of the tongue, deep into your throat, center line of the body, down to Tanjong, the breastbone, down to the belly, between the legs. Breathe in and stroke the beard up. Over the head. Breathe out, sink down. Qi goes deep inside. Drawing qi up the fire path. Drawing qi down the water path. Gathering energy up. Over the top of the head. Drawing qi down. Between the legs. Gather qi up the back. Settle the qi down inside. Just do Guang Gong a few more times. Gently drawing up, breathing in. Nice deep breath through your nose if you can. Drawing qi down the center line. Gathering qi up. Drawing qi down. Last time. Gather qi up. Comes up the spine. All the way to the nape of the neck. The fingers draw it over the top of the head. The out breath, the fingers carry it down. Deep into your throat. Deep into your chest. Deep into your belly. Down between the legs. Just gentle, even breathing. During wintertime, the nostrils often become blocked and not so serviceable, or maybe one of them's blocked. If you have to breathe through your mouth, that's never a problem, but we really prefer breathing in and out through the nose if possible. Standing posture, knees are bent, tailbone sinks down, spine's nice and long, center of the chest gently lifted, chin gently tucked. What do we do with the hands? Well, when the hands just hang down by your sides, they ask a little space underneath your armpits, a little bend at your elbow, a little bend at your wrist, a little bend at your fingers. This becomes what's known as the gunfighter stance, for obvious reasons. But we just have a tiny bit of space in this area between the arms and the body. So it's not arms pressed flat. Open the armpits, upper arms expand away, lower arms curl gently back, space in the body. It's probably position one, knees bent. This is a sustainable standing posture for gathering qi. So the idea is that as you sink your weight softly into your toes, you press Yong Quan, the kidney point, against the ground. So how would you know if you're pressing Yongquan, the kidney point, against the ground? You'd have to locate it first. I can draw a map for you. It's a difficult one to follow. Imagine looking at the sole of your foot from the underside. So you're looking at the sole of somebody's foot. Trace from the middle toe down all the way to where the middle toe meets the foot. And about the same distance again, trace towards the center of the foot. So you kind of go up the slope of the ball of the foot and then down the other side of the slope of the ball of the foot, approaching the middle of the foot. And that's where we find Yongquan. So imagine if you split your foot into three parts, the toes, 1/3, 1/3, the heel. I imagine that's pretty much where Yongquan lies, on a center line with the middle toe and where the first third would be. So Yongquan is toward the front of the foot. And as we bend our knees, you can feel that area start to press. The Yongquan, the kidney point, pressing against the earth. And as we do so, that triggers qi flowing up into the body. Bai Hui, the point on top of the head. So they say that Lao Tzu, the famous Chinese philosopher, they say that, oh no, it wasn't. It was Confucius, I think. They say that Confucius had such a exaggerated Bai Hui that you could pour water into it. It was like a cup on the top of his head. It was like a dent on the top of his head where he could gather qi. So we don't want to think about it as being like sort of a dome on top of the head. It's more like a sort of a pond that we can gather qi into. So you stretch that up towards the blue sky, make a nice straight spine. Now we have all this heavenly qi pouring down to Bai Hui on top of the head. And of course, by extension, we then imagine this heavenly qi pours into the third eye, pours down into the center of the chest, pours down into the belly. And conversely, at the other end, with our bent knees and we're pressing Yongquan against the ground, there's this wonderful qi surging up, like spring qi energy in a tree, moving up to lower dantian, to the belly. And so the idea is heaven qi and earth qi mixed deep inside as we stand in our gunfighter stance. So we can improve our gunfighter stance and gather more qi just by bringing the hands softly up in front of the belly. So if you raise the hands up, like the start of lift you up, pour qi down, you can just bring your hands in front of the belly with the middle fingers at belly button height. Surprising how many people don't know what height that is. So from time to time, it's interesting just to bring your hands back, touch the belly, see where the belly button is, and then gently open the hands out into a ball again. So this ball, I always call like a Santa Claus tummy. You have this rounded feeling. So when the hands relax down into gunfighter, they're nice and soft. When the hands come up into a ball, they stay nice and soft. That is to say, not straight at the elbow, not stretched out, not wrists at 90 degrees. Hold a ball, be soft, soft elbows, soft wrists, soft curled fingers, gently holding this lovely ball of qi in front of your belly. Allow the qi to flow from your middle fingers, streaming back into Du Qi, streaming back deep inside the belly. Lower dantian qi, abundant, building all this beautiful energy. Generally speaking, we have about a hand's width in between our hands, so don't have them too close together, don't have them too far apart. We make this lovely gentle circle in front. Knees bent, back nice and straight. Is this putting any strain on your back? Try lifting your breastbone a tiny shade and see what that does. The more you straighten your spine, the easier it is to achieve. If you have to bring your hands back down into the gunfighter stance, do. Why not? It's okay, no problem. If you can sustain this, if you can hold this, this is lovely. We can gather lots of energy into lower dantian. So this is the primary energy building posture. Knees bent, back straight. Tailbone gently tucked forward, chin gently tucked backward. Beautiful ball of qi, breastbone softly lifted. Your interpretation of this standing posture. Something that's sustainable, allowing you to gently gather qi into the belly. In your mind's eye, imagine lower dantian. Let's trace it again, through the belly button, all the way deep into the body. You'll bang into the spine, and then just in front of that, a high concentration of qi. This ball of energy deep inside you. How does it look? Perhaps it looks like an ember,
glowing deep in a fire. Perhaps it looks like a gas pilot light. Perhaps it looks like a marble, some sort of glowing ball deep inside your belly. How big is it? Let it expand, let it open. Store more chi. Perhaps it's just blue sky deep in your belly. Find a visualization that works for you. Imagine this beautiful ball of energy gathering deep inside. Just know that as you keep on practicing this idea, it gets stronger and stronger. The ball stays there longer and longer. The energy gathers there more and more. The more chi in your body, the quicker the healing in your body. So the longer you stand, the more chi you gather. But there comes a point where you can actually force yourself and kind of be overdoing it. So don't be crazy about it. Don't suddenly decide you're going to stand for 12 hours. Build up, slowly work, gently bringing your ability. This standing posture should become second nature, should become easy, should become simple. You can think of this orbit of chi that runs up your spine, gentle breath in up the spine to the top of the head. Gentle breath down the body between your legs. So from time to time, you can chase that orbit round. It never stops, it always goes, but you can always encourage it. Breathe it up your spine. Allow it to gently sink down the front of the body. So sometimes people's microcosmic orbit doesn't flow. You think to yourself, right, I'm going to breathe it up the spine. You think, God, it doesn't seem to go up much farther than the sort of middle of my back. What's going on? Or when you try and breathe down the front, it sort of stops around your heart and you think, oh, I don't really get that. It feels like it's blocked. So you're just using your imagination here to see how it feels. Does it feel like it flows cleanly as you breathe? From your tailbone, top of the head, from the top of the head, front of the body. So let me tell you what I discovered. Heart. So next standing posture. From hands opposite belly button, try moving your hands up in front of your breastbone for a moment or two. So breastbone, we might have our hands slightly angled up. You can have them out in front in a very generous stance. You can have them just in front. You could also have them really quite close to your heart. It doesn't really matter. What you have to do is find something that's sustainable for your shoulders, neck, and back. And always again, gently lifting this breastbone part just to see if that helps. Knees bent, tailbone sits down, body gathering chi, hands gathering chi in front of middle dantian. We fill middle dantian with chi, and then all of the internal organs work well. Well, I found when I was doing my microcosmic orbit that the chi would stop at the breastbone, and then it would feel like it spread out down the side channels and eventually made its way down. There was something that was making the chi cascade down either side of my body. And I realized that was about heart energy, not the actual physicality of the heart, more about the slings and arrows of outrageous misfortune than about cardiomyositis. That's right, you know what I mean. Myelitis, yeah. It was more about the energy of the heart and letting the heart open. So I think that when life comes knocking, we close our hearts down. I've worked with many students. When I work on students, sometimes, when they're lying on their on a massage couch and I run my hands over the energy field, I can actually feel something that feels like a breastbone, a breastplate. I'm thinking about armor now, a breastplate deep in the center of the chest. I'm just thinking about that. I'm just thinking, it feels like that person's heart has got a locked cage around it. It feels like they've closed the doors in their chest to never let their heart be open again. Too scared to love, too scared to let their hearts be part of the world. and energetically, you can feel it. So, when heart matters hit you, things around love, it feels like, for me, the chi didn't flow down the center line perfectly. It got to the breastbone and scattered, and it spread down the channel. So either side of the front, the kidney channel runs down to the left and right of the center line, and the stomach channel runs down to the right and left of that. And it felt like the chi was shearing off and going down these other channels rather than following the true path down the center line, because it felt like the breastbone, the heart were blocked. So now we're just going to gently open our hearts just for a moment. It's safe to do in this environment. When you're in your chi field, you can open your heart. So with the hands in front of your breastbone, we're going to do La Chi. Gently open your hands and imagine your heart opening out. When you bring your hands back together again, make your heart perfect, healed, everything working well. Gently open and expand and relax the heart. Feel that it's possible to love, love, love. When we draw the hands together again, heal the heart, everything working well. Open, expand, let the heart breathe. Draw back and send healing deep inside your heart. So if you have a heart problem, this is going to work very well for that as well. But what we're doing is we're opening energetically, something that we can be very afraid to do in normal life. And then we're bringing back fabulous healing energy to help us with that. Just open your heart 2 or 3 times more. Gently opening the heart. And let's just let go of the depths of the heart. Let's gather beautiful healing chi deep into the heart. A couple more times. Open the heart. Open to love and possibility. Gently close the heart and feel that it's in balance, healed. Once more. Draw the chi deep inside. Okay, let's try resting the hands on the heart and just breathing nice and softly. So how does your back feel? Do you need to adjust your posture, knees bent, breastbone lifted? Hands deep inside. Massage the heart. Okay. So just think about the heart for a moment. In Chinese medicine, there's always 2 sides to every coin. Love and hate. So it's not quite as straightforward as that. One side of the coin might be hate, loathing, but the other side, well, might be loving too much. Is there a possibility of that? Loving too much. Yeah. Losing your heart irresponsibly. Giving everything away is as bad as hating at its deepest point. From an energy perspective, that is. So when we love someone, we love them appropriately. We love them in balance. We don't just give everything out and that's it gone. Because we can really damage ourselves. So when we bring this energy to our heart, we start to learn to love appropriately.
Because when you open your heart and love someone appropriately, there's no longer any danger to you. If you hate someone, you create a very dangerous situation for your heart. If you love someone so crazily that you've lost all control of it, you've lost your heart. So now, when we work on looking after our heart, we love ourselves, we love others, perfect balance, just the right amount, heart in perfect working order, blood and chi flowing well. The armor plating that covered the heart over, let it dissolve, let it go. Because you know that with work, you can bring your heart into perfect balance. You can bring your heart into love and joy. You can bring your heart to total balance of happiness. Just the right amount of heart energy. Everything in balance and working well. Let's just draw the hands back down opposite the belly once more. So again, same thing. When you have your hands in front of the belly, you could have your hands really quite close, and that might help if you've got a sore back. General, nice rounded belly, nice rounded space, about a beach ball size in front is really nice. Knees bent, tailbone tucked, spine long, chin drawn back, baihui lifted, rounded, lifting in the center of the chest, gathering chi deep inside the belly. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well. Depths of the belly has this field of energy that's pouring. You're pouring energy deep inside. Imagine storing this fantastic chi in lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well through your whole body. Let's gather the hands gently onto the belly and just hold lower dantian for a moment. Let the hands settle there, holding this chi inside. So very often when we come back to the belly like this, we have this kind of gathering. Sometimes we just take a very simple exercise. We just draw the hands back past the hips, gather a huge ball in front and place the hands on the belly. But we're always thinking about this beautiful ball of chi, enormous ball that we can squeeze deep inside lower dantian. You can take this fabulous ball of chi and compact it deep into the belly. Hold all this fabulous chi stored inside lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant, blood and chi flowing well through your body. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. What a lovely idea. The original blueprint of you, uncovered, rebuilt. All of this chi you've stored will help you to restore original function. Blood and chi flow well through your body, carrying energy and nutrients. Whole body filled with chi. As you stand here, imagine your Wei Qi layer. So it's a layer of energy around your body, like an envelope around your skin, covering like a diving suit, I was thinking. Yeah, kind of like your own sort of protective suit around your body, keeping you safe, like a space suit. You inside this wonderful chi shield, protected. Every cell in your body filled with chi. Imagine that. Every cell in your body working well. Imagine that. Things can shift in your body really quickly. Sometimes in a moment, things will change. And sometimes things move forwards by tiny increments, little steps. But the fact of it is that if you're getting 1 centimeter better each day, moving forward, even 1 millimeter each day, that means you're not moving backwards. The situation's not getting worse, it's getting better. It might be slow progress, but who cares? It's still progress. So don't judge yourself too harshly. If things don't appear to be changing, don't panic. Moving forwards, but you're just moving forwards, tiny step by tiny step. And this is perseverance. We just put our mind to it. We stay with our Qigong daily, gently adjusting, gently moving, gently improving. Every time you feel like practicing, practice. Sometimes you say, right, I have to practice today. And you think, oh dear, I didn't do very well there because it wasn't a very good practice. Well, maybe you shouldn't have done it. You have to listen to your body. Perhaps you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you think, now's the time to practice. And you can do an hour. You get up at 8 o'clock the next morning, you think, don't know if I'm going to get any benefit from this today. So leave it and think, right, well, maybe I'll try again at lunchtime. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body. Just beware of cheeky ego that can pretend. It can kind of say, oh yeah, no, we don't need to work today. You think, I'm not sure, is that true? So you have to question every time when you think to yourself, not sure, to say, is that my ego, or am I just really genuine about this not making it work? We have to learn how to figure these things out for ourselves. Sometimes you just think, well, I'll do a 10-minute practice. And then suddenly you find yourself so in it that it goes on for half an hour and you think, there it is, perfect. Sometimes you do a 10-minute practice and you just think, nah, nothing, let's stop. Give yourself a chance. Now, bring your mind to your chi body. Imagine this other field of energy. It's about 1 meter in front of you, 1 meter behind you, above, below, left, right. A bubble of chi. It protects you, but it also connects you to the outside world. So as you stand here, imagine your chi body around the outside, your chi shield, your wei chi layer, you inside, every cell in your body. Perfect working order. Every cell in your body functioning beautifully. Blood and chi flowing well around the body. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. Just like that, anything can shift and change. Perfect working order. Allow your body to shift and change. Just get the brain out of the way, get the ego to step back, and the healing starts to work straight away. You, this being of light inside your beautiful chi body, every cell working well. All functions of your body, perfect working order. See yourself as a being of light in your shields of energy, everything working well, big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes, slowly release your hands, come into a little bit of movement, gently stretch out. So what needs stretching? If you need to move your feet, move your arms, do so. But also you might want to bend your back, but just don't forget, don't make yourself dizzy. If you decide to bend your back, do it slow and always come up very slow as well. There's no point in rushing it and suddenly keeling over because you're suddenly very dizzy from chi. So just gentle, ease, relax, easy movements, soft, gentle movements. And then when you're ready, we're going to say Hao La together. So my teachers, Lun Ling, came up with this thing. They said, first Hao La is for you. Second Hao La is for your family and all your friends and everybody you know. And the third Hao La is for everybody in the world. I thought, yeah, I really like that. That's beautiful. So we put our hands up in the air. I count 1, 2, and we shout Hao La. So bring your hands up in the air. 1, 2, Hao La. 1, 2, Hao La. Last time. 1, 2. Lovely. Let the hands gently down. Bring your right hand up in front with the palm facing up. Left hand down on top in the opposite direction. Draw the fingers together. Put the thumbs on the end. This is called entirety hands. This is Dr. Pang's. It's like sort of yin and yang, the two hands joined together. This is his salute. Thank you very much for being here today. As I always say, this goes up on YouTube. Please share it with your friends. Please tell everybody about it. Spread it around the globe to anybody who might need some help. Otherwise, have a lovely, lovely day.